All right, people. Welcome back again. We took a couple days off. Um, Someone's about to start a timer in a minute or two, so that we can do this. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Um, whenever you're ready, we can start the timer, Miss Munoz. I'll go to some Nike shares that I had recently. Nike had their earnings did well, a little bit below what was estimated for revenue, but they succeeded in earnings. But I don't think the outlook was great because all of a sudden um it dropped dramatically, like totally dramatically. Sometimes they do this because they just want to take earnings. They want to, I'm sorry, they want to take profit. Um, but they said outlook wasn't so great. This was on the 28th. It was, no, I'm not saying the 28th. I don't know what date this was. 27th. So it's kind of like if you believe them, outlook's bad, so everything's dropping. If you don't believe them, they're just taking earnings. Um, so I kind of don't believe them. It's no rationale for it to drop like this, from my perspective. Um, we have COVID times where things got to $60, and then we have this time back in 2019, where things got to $75. You had support here, things came up, but this is 2019. I think the company's doing much better than it was in 2019. So, yeah, uh, I don't believe that, and I just think that's porqueria or garbage. But um, I really like this long. That's my personal opinion. Um, it beat me up Friday, and I had to hold it, but I thought it was worth it, and we'll see if it gets down to the 74. It did today. Uh, 74, 75. I will buy in. Ms. Munoz, I ended up um I ended up getting rid of, hold on, people. We got a call here. So sorry about that, guys. Um, so basically, I got out of all except for 100 shares of my Nike. Um, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. It may go down a little bit more, but I do like it as a long. Meta. I got into Meta short just because personally I thought it was a little bit weak. We're looking at the daily here, and I was hoping that, oh, maybe it's a time it's starting to go down. We don't know this for sure yet. It's been very strong, but relatively speaking, I thought it was weak today. Um, and basically, if we look at the chart here, um, started out under VWAP, came up above VWAP, and it maintained itself. I still thought it was relatively weak. Um, but the way I'm looking at it as it's due to come down. So let's see what happens. We'll look at Elisa's wonderful 60-minute chart that she loves. Um, if you look at the 60-minute, it's under everything. We got this green is the 20-day, the gray is the 40-day, and then the blue is the 100, and then red is the 200-day. So it's hit below the 200-day moving average. So because of that, it's just, I don't know. Miss Moon says it's hit a valley and it should pop up. I say, well, maybe it's just trending down, and that's why it's doing this.
I'm here.
And we'll agree to disagree. I know you're there. I let you in. So maybe we'll disagree to agree to disagree, but this is something that we can watch going forward. Um, and see what happens. Are we at a downtick where Meta's gonna start to come down? It's gonna start trending down, and some of these things are coming down, or are we just at a hey, this is a potential long because we've not only hit the 20, 40, 100, we've broken the 200-day moving average and came back up, and we're still at the 200-day underneath it. So this could potentially be a time to get a nice long. You can look at it both ways depending on how you're looking at the chart. And you can think of it both ways. So we'll be looking at Meta every day going forward just to see what happens. But I do have a few shares, so I am tracking it. Chewy, we'll just talk about this because this is kind of like, I want to say, like a little bit of fake news. The crazy roaring kitty got into this, and it basically skyrocketed over the weekend when no one was in it, or in the after hours, I guess you could say. And let's see, where did it skyrocket? So it went up like crazy in the so-called after hours. This is probably the pre-market here, it looks like. It jumped up like nuts and then stayed up, and then precipitously just went all the way down. So it was a way for someone to just get money and screw people. Now Chewy still could be coming up because I think Chewy's been doing relatively well, but basically they got an opportunity to take money out of people, and it looks like the bounce up, it happened a couple days ago too. So it looks like, let's see. Yeah. So we had a nice bounce up. Then we had another one. So something's going on. But when this happens in the aftermarket, I really don't like it. I think it's people playing games. But I'm in it anyway. I've been in it for a million years, so we'll see what happens. And that's all. The other thing we'll look at, I was in Tesla today. And I was all over the place in Tesla. So you can see it's a lot. So we're gonna clean this up here. And basically in Tesla, overall, it was a long. I did do some shorts. There were some nice shorts here. Once we got up to this 211-ish area, you had a nice short come down here, not all the way to VWAP, but it came down. So you had over $1 here. As you can see, we don't touch, other than in the very beginning before 10, we do not touch VWAP at all. So indications that it's very, very strong. So here was a potential short. Then we kind of kept going up. You could do little shorts here and there. Around lunchtime, you had a potential downturn. I think I had took that as a little short. And then we kind of just slid down a little bit. And then of course, this is probably gonna be 3 uh 15 is probably 3 and 14 is probably 2. So around 2 p.m. we started to come up again. And then basically 2:30 to like a little bit after 3 we came down and then we came back up. But ultimately it was a nice long. And if you went long, you did well. There were some short opportunities, but you had to get out quick. And that's how it looks on the daily. I'll zoom in a little bit. We have a wick here, so that could be telling you tomorrow there is potential for it to maybe jump up. So if you like it, we may want to put this on the nose, Miss Munoz, 209.93. Go long. I do like the long for tomorrow. If you can get it at this around this price, I think it would be good. And we do look like if we're looking at our trend here, we see it starting to come back up. This is the 50-day. It's starting to come back up. So maybe Tesla's on the rebound. All right. Other than that, let's just go through. I'm sorry. We'll just go through the tops. So obviously Tesla was mightily strong, over 6%. Snow was very strong. We don't trade that. I kind of think it's a caca stock personally. But it did come up today. I don't like this wick, this bottom wick right here. But it was strong. It basically kind of looked like Tesla. The way it came up, it did a dip in the beginning, but that was before 10, and then it just boom, boom, boom came. It looks like it was even stronger than Tesla because the dips are not even really dips. Like, this is about as strong as you can get, really. We have coin, which we knew coin was going to be strong. CNBC was reporting earlier, and other authorities were reporting earlier that Bitcoin was being strong. Bitcoin did do a dip around the 10. This was kind of weird around this 10, 15 area, 10, 20 area. And then it started to come back up and it went back a little on the revive. And so I don't know what this is, but it's a little bit, the way it moved was a little weird. I don't know if it was just trying to go back to the market opening. But even from closing, we had a jump up here. Basically what I said, $4 or something like that. And then we spiked up, which was good if you got in the beginning and you got this, what, $9 or whatever this is, and then came back down, and then you have to wait until the end of the day to come back up. A little bit unique for me, I will say, based off of Miss Munoz things, it's below all of the lines here, but the lines are inverted, so it does look like it's coming up because the 20 and then 40-day are moving up. So it looks like a turnaround to me. Then it kind of makes sense that this would be a turnaround because Bitcoin has been beat up a little bit, and we thought it was on fire. I had said, hey, it's gonna come back and hit its 350 level and start succeeding that, hopefully from the original IPO. And it kind of, this was a baseline here, and it seems it's at this baseline, but it's kind of like above it. However, it seems like it's right here more than this level. Or it's kind of moving up here, but I still feel that it's coming up, and you know, it'll probably continue. Roku, don't trade that. Mansana, aka Apple, is still doing the damn thing. We're over 200, so we kind of totally passed this 200 level. Very very strong overall. Right here, it was close to VWAP, and then it just went out and did its own thing. Not sure what to say about this other than it's strong. We had talked about maybe a week and a half ago about getting it right around before it hit 200, and it just hit it. And now it's nothing I can really say we can do. You know, you just gotta let it fly. Um, BA, I'm not gonna talk about that. They came up. They still have a lot of stuff to do. They bought out their supplier who was doing shoddy work. Let's see if that changes anything. I still, um, I still want to wait till the CEO and all of that gets done. Softy, did well. Nike, it did well. It needs to do better. We need to get it back to 80, 85 levels so we can, enjoy our profit. And then those were the biggest ones. Now we'll look at the negative ones. Dix, finally, it looks like it had a bad day. Oh, the last few days have been bad. So we got to our past 230, and then it's been coming down. Maybe it fills this gap here, comes back to around the 200 level. So we'll see. And then it may come back up. So I think we're at a area now where all of these stocks, where there's tech stocks, or I don't know, is sticks in the NASDAQ also, or tech adjacent stocks um that have been doing well because they're in the NASDAQ. We have to we have to start looking at them and trying to decipher if they are going to continue to just fly up the flagpole, or if they're starting to slow down. People are going to take profit. We're getting into summer, and people are going to start to take their money out. So we have to ask ourselves that question. I am the type of person who likes to, oh, I want to I like to short sometimes, and so sometimes I get stuck in that mode, especially when we go out of crazy 52-week periods and things have went up. Sometimes I'm like, we should start looking at shorts, and it just doesn't happen. But things
3
are
minutes.
out of whack. They're doing very, very well. So I think we do have to look at that. Macy's, terrible, terrible, terrible day from the beginning. This would have been a wonderful thing to make money on. You basically have 75, 85, 90 cents, almost $1, and you could have loaded up on this like crazy. A nice candle. But that's what we assume with Macy's anyway. We got 15 cents for Peloton. It's just coming back down. This was the one we wanted to get closer to 5. It did it. It kind of maxed out around 4 and then started coming down. But because you have to have so many shares of it, now it's just not worth it for us. But this was another one that, hey, maybe if you got in here and you got a few pesos, it came back to VWAP, but it continued to go down. But if you've been holding on to this for a while, since it hit 4, you've been doing quite well. You got 75 cents, over 75 cents down. Open is on hard to buy. Um this was one that's been coming down. It's been continuously coming down. I was against holding on to it because we were getting into the summer, but obviously people still aren't buying houses like they were. Of course, they're buying houses, but not in the numbers that we need to see so that open can come up. The people who are buying houses are rich people who have cash on hand and they already have the money. They, in theory, they really don't need loans, or if they get in a loan, they're just getting it because they don't want to use their own cash. Um, AMD over 3%. Chips have been doing well, so it makes sense why we would get a drop. Then we have this bottom wick here, so some of the chips coming down is not surprising to me. Caro. I'm surprised this is still close to $1. Um, but it basically past few days it's just been boom, boom, boom. I'm still shocked that this is over $100. And then what else do we have? Moderna, I don't care. Home Depot, I don't care. It's too expensive. Uber, uh, American Airlines. Like my friend says, I do like this. It's right at our level. It got there today. But I do like it. Um, I was thinking about getting it in my long-term account. Um,
Tiempo.
and then Mickey D's will be the last one. This was one where we debated. We wasn't sure what would happen. Now what we see happening is um it came up here before, now it's bouncing again. It's a little bit bigger bounce. It's coming up, then bouncing back down. So the question you have to ask yourself, is this still going to be going down? Is this a bounce to move down? And potentially yes, because we see this long wick here. We see it come up, go down, come up a little bit less, then go down, and let's see if it comes up a little bit less than before and go down. So this could potentially, it could potentially be a breakthrough, and we could get a breakthrough, maybe to this level, or maybe it's gonna bounce around and come back up. So only time will tell. This is why I was a little bit afraid of this turning down, because one would say, "Oh, it's time to buy." And yes, if you bought when it got down here, you would have got a nice little pop up and made like a 9, you know, $10 or whatever. But then it would have came back. Now you could have said, "Oh, let me get out now since I made my $10 or whatever." It's just, this is why sometimes you got to take the money and run. You can't just sit here and say, "Hey," or at least take half of your money and run, because if you sit here, you may get bounced back to where you started from, and then you're devastated. So if you get some shares, take the money. If you like it, it'll come back. You can buy it again, but take the money. That's why I decided to get out of my Nike today, uh, in the post market, because I was like, what am I doing? Let me take the money. It's like, this is good money. I'll take it. I'll buy it again tomorrow. And if it doesn't, and if it keeps going up, then I'll jump in while it's going up. that's it. That's all I have. Peace out, people. Please like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this faster pace review, even though it was really more like 25 minutes instead of 50 minutes because someone got on late. But still, for me, it was quick. Anything, Miss Munoz?
It was great. I have a few notes.
Do you want to read them?
Okay. Tesla, Nikete,
Tesla, what?
long,
Okay,
Nike,
that's
buy
it.
dip.
That's the. Did you put a price there?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you want to
No,
read that?
993.
Okay.
Nike buy dips.
Mm-hmm.
Dick's dropped and watch McDonald's.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Munoz?
Peace out.
Peace, guys.